What is going on, you lovely ladies and gentlemen of the world? I think this is going to be the last Nate Talks regarding Evo, because I'm going to talk about all the top 8s that I watched, or at least the parts of the top 8 that I watched. So, the first one that we're going to start with is going to be Samurai Shodown. I'm going to end with UNIST, because UNIST is the one that I actually watched all the way through. I was there in person, and it was the best one there, personally. So, Samurai Shodown started off hard. Kazunoko vs. Justin Wong was the best Samurai Shodown match I've ever seen. And none of the other matches matched up to it, which is unfortunate. Like, you start off with that much hype, and then it just kind of all downhill from there. It didn't help that I think there were 4 Genjuros in top 8. So I really hope that SNK looks at that and thinks, like, maybe when we're, as we're doing all these DLC characters, maybe we should do a little bit of rebalancing as well. Not that I want to see Genjuro nerfed. I don't think he needs to be nerfed at all. I think other characters need to be buffed. And I hope they look into that. We'll see as time goes along if they're going to try to extend the life of the game. But right now, because the game is still so early as well, right? Like, it's only been out for a few months. So you can't just say definitively, oh, Genjuro's the best character in the game because this tournament had 6 Genjuros in top 8 and this tournament had 5 and now Evo has 4. We can't say that definitively. All that we can say definitively is that Genjuro's a very strong character early on. But yeah, honestly, I feel like there just wasn't really much hype behind the entire event except for Kazunoko against Justin Wong. The rest of the matches just could not measure up to that. Like, people were just playing so... This is kind of how Samurai Shodown is in general, but people were playing so risk-averse that it was a little boring. Like, you basically have one of 2 ways you can play. You either play so risk-averse and patient that you basically just spend half the match standing there waiting for the other person to do something, or alternatively, you go balls to the wall. And that's what Genjuro is best at, which I'm sure is why so many people are playing Genjuros, because he is the best at that currently. But yeah, so one thing that I wanted to talk about, because again, I wasn't too heavily into the top 8. It just didn't really do much for me. But apparently there's still a lot of drama surrounding Infiltration, which kind of surprises me, because to my knowledge, that dude got cleared of everything. Like, it wound up that his wife was making up the majority of the allegations, that it was pretty much because he was trying to get a divorce, and she didn't want to get divorced, and so she did everything she could to hang on to the relationship, basically being absolutely crazy. Now, I could be completely wrong about this, I don't know, but I just found out after the fact that, like, a lot of people were apparently not happy at all that Infiltration was allowed to be there. And especially weren't happy after he won a tournament and he got that much recognition. So, but it just, again, it surprised me because from what I heard, at least from a legal standpoint, they found him innocent of basically everything and all the charges got dismissed. And so because of that, we all found out that, like, the wife was making all of this up and none of it was true. Like, he wasn't the complete bastard that he was made out to be. So, was that not true? Like, I'm very confused about what's going on here, because if he was cleared of everything, then you need to let go of that animosity. That needs to disappear instantly. Because that's one of the worst things in the world, is that I'm getting a little political here, but that it's so easy to just destroy somebody's reputation just by accusing them of something. And then even if it comes out that those accusations were false, in the public perception, more people are way more aware that those accusations were ever made in the first place. And so it's just solidified in their mind that they're a piece of trash and they don't deserve to have a life or something like that. Even if it's completely untrue, like, now their life is still ruined because of it. And that needs to not be a thing. So if he was actually cleared of everything, people need to let go and move on. Because that's not okay to still be trying to throw this man under a bus when he's not at fault of anything. So, but again, if I'm completely wrong there, if I've heard wrong, whatever, then just let me know, because then again, I'm wrong, and that should not be the case. But, yeah, that confused me to find out that there was still drama around that. Anyway, I only saw Samurai Shodown first, Samurai Shodown and UNIST for Saturday. And you heard what I said about Samurai Shodown. Dragon Ball FighterZ was, apparently it was really hype, the finals, but I didn't watch it. So let's talk about Sunday. Didn't see BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Street Fighter V was up next, right? Didn't really pay too much attention to that. All that I saw was the grand finals and short little, like, I would just play the stream for like 5 seconds just to see what was going on. And I was very surprised to see Bonchan playing Sagat in top 8, and I was very happy to see Bonchan playing Sagat in top 8. And then he gets to grand finals, and he picks Kareem. And then he won. And then the production team put up Infectious as world champ. Good job. Congratulations to Infectious. Even though Bonchan actually won, Evo announced it that Infectious won. So, good for him. Well done. That got me pretty good. But yeah, Bonchan won with Kareem. Good for him. I still hate him for not winning with Sagat. I hate that guy. So then, what was next? Tekken. Tekken's top 8 was really good. Unfortunately for me, Nee never used Brian. It's the only character I care about in the entire series, and Nee's known for his Brian, but he is not. I don't know if he's even played Brian recently in tournament. But didn't get him. Nee played a bunch of other characters. Never Brian. Makes me sad. I don't have much to say about it just because, like, I don't know enough about Tekken to talk. It's a real big shame that Lil Majin did not make it to top 8, because he was the big story last year, and he made it so much more hype. His King just made it so much more hype. And not that this particular tournament was like terrible or something, but Arslan Ash dominated it. Like, it wasn't even close. And so when you have somebody that's just kicking people's asses that hard the entire tournament, it does take away from the experience a little bit. You want to see close matches. You want to see people bleed back and forth. And Arslan Ash never bled at all. He just whooped everybody and walked over them like they were nothing. So shoutouts to him. He did really, really well. Obviously, he clearly deserves it. He's just, again, better than everybody else. So, that was my Tekken 8. Tekken 7, not Tekken 8. My Tekken 7 top 8. Joker. One smash. So, clearly, Atlas, if you're listening, you should be. Persona characters are too good in other fighting games. They dominate too hard. And thus, we need Persona 5 Arena so that they can all fight each other instead and not just cause all sorts of rage from the 12-year-olds that are calling people tier whores and that kind of stuff. Pay to win, all those kinds of phrases. Just so you don't have to deal with them, we need Persona 5 Arena. So, get on that, pretty please, with a cherry on top. Thanks. You said you would be looking closely at how BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle sold. And they're making a brand new season of DLC, so clearly it's successful. So if something good could come out of that, that'd be fucking great. Persona 5 Arena, pretty pleased with the cherry on top. Get working. Thank you and good night. UNIST. What else would I have? I'm just looking. No, I got nothing else. Oh, I forgot to talk about this during the announcement. Can we talk about Harada's apology real quick? That was so good on stage after Tekken top 8. That was so good. Alright, so anyway, UNIST. I want to just give another quick shout out. I mentioned this in the first video, but Suika, goddamn, you're a hero. Anyway, it's probably for the best for my personal health that Rakir did not get further. Because I would have lost my voice if Rakir had gotten on and I had continued to have to cheer for him and go nuts every time he did something. He clearly had nerves the very first match he played. Like, he was not playing like himself at all, and he just got stomped in his winner's bracket match, which sucked. In his loser's bracket match, unfortunately, if I remember correctly, he actually dropped a game-winning combo, and that cost him the entire match, which, that really sucks. But he played really well the second time, and it's very unfortunate that he didn't get to bring in Kido even further. Plus, he was the sole non-Japanese representative in the top 8, so it would have been great just to see him continue stomping all the other Japanese players, just so, you know, put a stamp on it, like, hey man, you guys aren't the only good players in the world, we're still here. But he wasn't there for long. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But the Nanase player, who, it's terrible that I know, wasn't it like, I can't remember, like Hiragase, I don't know, something like that. He was really good, and it surprises me how many Nanase players were there at Evo this year. I saw more Nanase than anything else. So, shoutouts to me and my dumbass for apparently playing Nanase and Unil when she sucked, and now that she's amazing, I'm no longer playing her. good decision making on my part. I'm an Enkidu player instead. Like, what is wrong with me? It's just such a shame. But I was ready to riot. I was so ready to riot because was it Oshuhito? I think we're just calling him Ohito all on tournament. He almost won. He was very close to resetting the bracket, and I feel like if he had managed to get that momentum behind him, he probably would have won the entire tournament. But Clear Lamp, dude, he was playing on another level. That Byakuya, scary as all hell. And proving why I think, personally, I've always thought Byakuya is one of the S-tier characters, and he showed why. Like, that dude is a frightening as hell character. Just getting hit confirms off of anything. The setups he has are some of the dirtiest in the game, and you have to respect them more than just about any other setups in the game. It was a scary as hell character, and Clear Lamp showed why. Like, what a great top 8 overall. A decent amount of character representation you had. I mean, the only duplicate character you had was Mika, which, like, who saw that coming? 2 Mikas in a top 8 at Evo? Dear God, 2 Mikas and an Enkidu. Then you had a Nanase, a Seth. Let's see, 2 Mikas, Nanase, Seth, and Enkidu. Byakuya. Who were the other 2? Uh-oh. Who were the other 2? Oh, no. Hang on, let me go. This is terrible of me. How am I not remembering this? Maybe they both lost the first round of losers, and so I just can't remember it. Let's see. Evo, Under Night and Birth. So let's see. You had Clear Lamp, who was using Byakuya. Ohito. Hishigata, that's what it is. Ohito, using Seth. Hishigata, using Nanase. Oh, that's a Japanese symbol. Oh, Neji. Neji was a Mika player. Oh, Sonaru with Eltonum. Rakir, obviously, was the Enkidu player. But I have no idea. This is just a Japanese symbol, and I have no idea what it means. And Libe Kichi, who I think was another Mika player. Shit. Who was the other one? Oh, no. I'm just trying to go through all the characters in my head. Trying to think of, like, who else it was. But for the life of me... Were there 2 Seths? No, there weren't. Were there? No, there weren't. Fuck it, I don't know. I can't remember. That's terrible of me. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. I'm so ashamed of myself. But yeah, if Seth had won, dude, I would have hurt somebody. I would have hurt myself. And the most hilarious thing about it is that, so they kind of sort of did this on stream as well. Like I said, I went back and I watched the VODs. They cut right when Clear Lamp landed the Infinite Worth EXS. They cut to the main feed because Clear Lamp was getting up and celebrating, so that makes sense. But live, they cut the feed for us. It was like... It was before he had even landed, I believe, the Chain Shift Veil off. So, like, honestly, we didn't even know whether... Because he kind of got that hit at an awkward point. It looked like he might have dropped it. Or like he could have potentially dropped that combo. And so I'm just sitting there like... Why did they cut this off right there? Did he win? What's going on? And then a couple seconds later, Clear Lamp jumped out of his chair and started celebrating. I was like, oh, thank God he won. Like, could you imagine if they cut the feed too early and then Clear Lamp drops the combo, Seth comes back, gets a hit, and resets the bracket? Oh my God, I would have lost my mind. So that was kind of an amusing thing that the stream did not have to deal with, that I had to deal with that brief moment of panic. Like, wait, what happened? Did he actually win or not? Maybe he dropped the combo. Please, God, no, don't let it happen like this. Thankfully, it didn't happen like that. But, yeah. It was just an absolutely amazing top 8. Pretty much as I could have hoped for. It would have been nice to have a little bit more worldwide representation. It would have been nice to have no duplicate characters whatsoever. But still, like, it's surprising. No Wagner in top 8 at all. Which is very surprising, given how dominant... I believe Red Blade is just... Hasn't he just won, like, everything in North America recently? Where did he fall out? Let's see. I still have the bracket open. He's got to be close, right? Oh, they only show top 7? View all standings. He had to be close. If he was not in top 32, I'll be legitimately surprised. 17th. Ah, he lost to Hishigata and he lost to Notes. Okay, who did Notes lose to? Notes lost to the player whose character I cannot remember. That was in top 8. And then he also lost to Loli Maiko. Good for him. Loli Maiko is a Batista player, so it's not surprising. So let's see, who else is up here that I might recognize? Who the hell is Time Upper? Good for you. You Japanese? Can't tell. Don't know. No information here. I have no idea who Time Upper is. Psychotic is a name I recognize. Squish. He got 17th as well. Yeah, pretty much almost all of the it's like all the Japanese players got top 8, most of them. Kubo got 9th. Notes got 13th. But then it's just like all American players. Isn't Watanabe, isn't he the Enkidu, or not the Enkidu, the Waldstein player? Like, he always uses the gold Waldstein? Am I correct in that, thinking that? He got 17th as well. Damn. Ooh, Fox got all the way to 33rd. I like this. It's me, F6Z, QYGETI2YQLRU3. That's definitely you, my guy. What a name. Could you imagine having to input that if you're on stream? Like, dear God, nobody's getting that right. Okay. Yeah, that was top 8. That was a banger, man. I really hope that UNIST turning out this hard like it did will result in Uniclear making it to Evo next year. That, I really hope that's the case. Because we're not going to be seeing, Guilty Gear's not going to come out before Evo next year. We're not going to, not with how sparse the information was there. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, I feel is unlikely, given how many people entered it, but maybe just because there's no other real replacement for it. Like, the only other possible, like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, but I would be absolutely shocked to see that get anywhere. Like, there's really no new fighting games coming out in between this Evo and the next one. So, honestly, I feel like we won't really see much of a shakeup in terms of what's there. Like, we might see something that is really unexpected just because, like, there's not gonna be another NetherRealm Studio game, so I'm sure we're just gonna get Mortal Kombat 11 again. Street Fighter 5 is obviously gonna be there. Tekken and Smash, those are all gonna be there. And so it comes down to, like, what could possibly be there in place of UNIST? And honestly, I can't think of anything. And I think the community that came out for that game, supported that game, watched that game, absolutely made an amazing case to give the new version that's coming out a spot at the next Evo. And then Soul Calibur 6 is definitely questionable, but again, what are you going to replace it with? And then, but I mean, all the games, what would you replace any of them with? Nothing's coming out that's going to be big enough to replace anything that's already there. So, like, I don't know, we could very well see the same exact games at the next Evo. Just the updated versions of them. We'll see. Very curious to see how that plays out. But I am done. Thank you for listening to all of these. Time to move on. Life goes on.